When football season ends, I just feel dead inside, really. I mean, there's just nothing there. I mean, football's the best sport on this planet, and there's just really just nothing there for me to watch. I lie in boredom. My soul dies. But, there's a superhero. There's a real superhero, guys. In the springtime, there really is. And you know what that superhero is? The Pitt spring game. When the Pitt spring game comes around, I just feel just revived. Like my soul is just coming back to life. It recovered from the Super Bowl, the Steelers not making it, and all that stuff. It just recovers. Regardless, I'm going to get into it, guys. It's basically, we went to the Pitt spring game. If you don't already know what that is, it's the blue versus the gold team. It's basically Pitt versus Pitt. Pit on pit, as weird as it sounds, it really is. It's kind of like a practice game they do in the spring, and you can show up, get some seats, and it is super fun, guys. We're going to get into it all in today's video. If you don't already know, we got a quarterback transfer, so I was super excited to see him play. I was also excited to see Nick Patty play, and the transfer's name is Kenan Slovis. So I'm excited to see how he plays in today's video, and I was really excited to see how he'd perform. I was also excited to see how Nick Patty'd perform, because who's going to be quarterback? I don't know. We'll have to see. It's basically, I guess, I'm assuming they're going to be competing for quarterback. I don't know. I'm not going to say my whole opinion on what I've seen in the spring game until later in the video, so stay tuned for that, guys. Another thing at the spring game, like people were getting pictures with the players, autographs were being signed. I'm not gonna say anything, but I might have got gloves. I might have got signatures. I may need a new hat. I could be lying. Just maybe I got gloves. I don't know. Stay tuned and you'll find out yourself. So let's get into it, guys. Oh yeah, they got stickers, or no, those are actual like statue thingies. That's kind of cool. With the weather we endure in this video, it's basically the Pitt like winter game. It's the Pitt winter game. We experience everything from sleet to rain to just a tornado, a hurricane. Nothing was going to stop me from my spring football. I was dedicated. We walk in, we see the TV screens. This was so dope, guys. This absolutely looked amazing. I think it's cool how they put all the TVs together to make that. I think that's really cool. But this place was packed to the gills, as you guys can see. They actually had some food, so there is a line. So you'll see like there's food and stuff. I didn't film like right up on the food because I'm not weird like that. But there was food there, and like this place was just packed. Everybody was there. Like legit, when we got our food, there was not enough tables to sit down at. So people were actually going outside and just standing up and eating because there was not enough tables. So we're just going to get right into it, guys. So as you can see, we're walking over. This is like a really cool section where you go to walk over to the seats. Now, we're not sitting in the club level. You really just go and just get a seat. There's no really like ticket or anything. We just walked in and just get a seat. So we start walking from this side, and we were under the impression that we had to go to this side of the field. And yet there were still people at the club level. And this was the only side of the field you could be at and the club level. So the side right in front of me, as you can see, there'll be nobody sitting there for the whole game because that side was closed off. No one was sitting there. And same with the back side. As you guys can see, we are going for the 50-yard line. Like, this was what I wanted to do so badly. Just go straight for the 50-yard line, get best seats in the house. I should say best seats in the house. But no, yeah, so we were right up on 50-yard line. There was not many people for seating. People were still over there eating. So we actually got there pretty early. You could go down on the field and get like your picture taken, but like it was like a photo shoot type thing people were doing on the field. And I kind of thought you were just going to be able to get on the field and just, get your picture taken and just hang out on the field. I didn't know it was going to be like a line and a photo shoot thing. So there was like some huge line to go on the field. We just figured, oh, well, we've been on the field before. So as you guys can see, we are finally walking. I've never been to this part of Heinz Field. This was the dopest thing ever. I'm not going to lie. These were such good seats. We walked down a little bit more, but again, back there will be cut off and the side in front will be cut off. The only side open is the club level that's down low where we typically sit, and this side that I'm on right now. I'm sure no one's going to be sitting in the nosebleeds, so I'm sure those are closed off too. But this was just super sick, guys. Here's the seats, and they were absolutely amazing. Right down on the field practically at that point. I mean, I feel like I'm sitting on the bench. I feel like I'm one of the players at this point. I got the GoPro on super view right here. This is absolutely sick. I got everything in the angle. It's just, these are such great seats. Like, I was literally seated right on the 50-yard line. Now, this is down low, so obviously we'll get to see the players and whatnot, but these were probably the best seats I've ever had at Heinz Field. I mean, there's different luxuries. I would say, like, the club level down low is really nice, too, because you're, like, right on the field, and it's club level seats, cushioned seats. There's an indoors. It's just super cool. This is nice because it's right up on the 50-yard line. You get a very good view. So regardless, they both have their different perks to them. So before the game, they had these coaches come out. I don't know if they were like randomly selected. I'm not exactly sure. But they had these coaches come out, and they were like doing an interview on what their game plan was. It was kind of funny, so here's a clip of that.
With Pony and Muller, what are you bringing to this game this year?
A lot. We're not just captains, we're coaches. And so we're going to set a tone early. No excuses. Disciplined game. Big effort. And it's going to start with us.
I've been playing video games my whole life, including football video games, so I'm ready to scheme up some great offense for this team.
Yeah, that's a worthy resume.
Mr. Phil Pony's never beat me in anything in his life, and we're sure as hell not going to start today. And for anyone who may not have caught it earlier, Pony, who claims to be able to kick a 45-yard field goal without a problem, shanked a 19-yarder into the
Shanked a 19-yarder.
Best of luck today, and thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be checking in throughout the game.
So as you guys can probably tell, it's now raining. So it basically goes rain, nice, sleet, nice, sleet, nice, rain, nice. You get the point. It did this the whole entire game, basically.
goal game.
Let's go, boys! How fun!
ACC logo is head. The helmet is tails. Tails is ball. It is tails. The whole team will receive. We'll repeat which way you're picking.
So the nice thing about being down low, I mean, I guess the cool thing if you like being on camera, they put you up on the stadium screens, and sometimes you actually get to be in the actual game. This wasn't live, so I don't know if this clip was actually included into the game, but I know later I actually was on TV. You'll see it later in the game. I actually did record it, but later I was on TV. So this was kind of cool too. I don't know if this part was, but that's one of the things they do. If you sit in the bottom row, they definitely come up with the camera and record you. I don't feel like they do that much with the club level though. I mean, I've seen them do it a couple times with the club level while I was there, but I mean, they don't really seem to do it much with the club level.
From the 20, first and 10. Nick Patty at quarterback for goal number 12.
First play you do that.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for 5 German.
He fell into the club. Yikes.
Fourth down. Ben Sauls is on to attempt the field goal. 41-yard field goal is good.
Donald Elliott.
With a score.
Where they related him?
At the 20. Blue, first and 10.
They're probably gonna try to strike back.
Number 9, Keaton Slovis at quarterback.
Oh wow, I'm amazed. I'm amazed they didn't try to strike back. Yeah, it turns out Jordan Addison is not playing in the spring game, so no, he will not be going deep. But this just marks the beginning of a lot of conservative gameplay by Blue. A lot of conservative gameplay. Now, granted, apparently a lot of the linemen weren't really playing, so the line, I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but the linemen play was not the greatest. Kenan Slovis got sacked a lot this game. You'll see it, and they're just super conservative, just run the ball, dumping off. Gold actually took some shots deep. They tried to strike a little bit, so I was very impressed by the play of Nick Patty so far. You also have to take in consideration with the linemen, guys, that the quarterbacks wear red shirts. That means that they are not supposed to be tackled. So really with the linemen, all they need to do is if they let up a little block and the quarterback gets touched, then they are down. So that counts as a sack if you are touched. So that only really goes for the quarterbacks. Everyone else was getting tackled and stuff. It wasn't anything like the NFL Pro Bowl. This was actually like entertainment. The NFL Pro Bowl, they just played touch football, literally. That's literally what they did. Come on, Blue.
That'll be a blue.
What? They gave it to him, yeah.
Slovis pass is incomplete. That was intended for 10. They've been tipped and incomplete.
What? That was a dive.
And a sack.
Here you go.
Pass is complete. That's 82, Gavin Thompson on the reception.
They're going going deep again. Oh! That's a sack.
Whistle for the sack.
So, as you guys can tell, the game was going a little bit slow, but all of a sudden, we realized right where we were standing, before we thought that we had to go to this side where we're sitting, but apparently you were allowed to still be in the club level, and you guys will not guess who's in the club level. I'll let you guess. Okay, time's up. It's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was in the club level. He was literally standing like right where we were standing, so we probably would have got to see him. So he was actually at the game. If you don't already know, he went to Pitt, so here's a clip of that.
Coming back to
He's down there. Oh my God.
the place where you played for Pitt. What does that mean to you, and why do you always continue that tradition?
This is home, so you know I'm always gonna come back home where I was born and raised to help mold into who I am and where my family.
Where? I can't.
Being able to work on the side side with the guys and being in the locker room with the guys, you know, I feel like I'm still here, so it kind of motivates me.
How proud and exciting was it to watch what
Oh, right by there.
you accomplished last season? Even though you were busy, I know you were paying attention.
I was their biggest fan, so a proud Pitt man. I was proud to see it. Definitely in the locker room back in LA, I was talking a lot of trash. So to see these guys do what they did and accomplish what they accomplished, I'm definitely proud. So.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to the champion, Aaron.
So Blue Team just seemed to be running the ball and just throwing these dump-off passes, as you'll see. But something interesting actually happened. Kenan Slovis threw a pick, and if you don't already know, when Pitt gets an interception, they dunk the ball into a hoop. So here's a clip of that. Yes, sir!
Whistle and sack.
Okay, that's like passing.
Intended for Bartholomew. Is on to attempt the field goal.
All right.
Get it. Yes.
37-yard attempt, no good. And the score remains Gold 3, Blues 0.
Dang it, we had a tie game. Touchdown. After Gold Team gained the touchdown, that puts them up 10-0 at halftime. Blue Team got the ball back, and they just ran out the clock till half. After a quick halftime, nothing was really happening, so I have a ton of clips of just really no scores, no nothing. Both teams couldn't get anything going until Blue Team got a touchdown, so I figured I'd include that. Touchdown!
Daniel Carter, touchdown, Blue.
During halftime, we had these kids come down, and they were like waving shirts and stuff and trying to get the players' attention. During halftime, it did not work at all, but they literally did not give up at all trying to yell at these players and stuff. Later in the video, they did get attention of some players, but they were yelling for attention and stuff. It was so funny. And then at one point, they actually got put on the big screen in the stadium, and it was so funny. And they were like trying to get put on the big screen, and last minute, they got put on the big screen, and they didn't even realize it. So here's a clip of that. We're on TV. We're on TV.
Buddy, look up there.
They got you on TV. Oh my God. That's how you get attention at football games. You just start waving for an autograph. These kids were awesome, and they asked me if they were on YouTube, and I figured I'd turn the camera around and put them on YouTube. They got my YouTube channel subscribed, so if they're watching this video, hi to you guys. You guys were awesome. It was funny as crap, and here's a clip of that. Yes, sir.
Yes. Get over it.
Second out of 10.
Get over it. We on YouTube with it.
Mr. Neil TV.
Whistle on a second.
Yes, Mr. Neil TV.
I was on Mr. Neil TV.
Yeah, that's what you'll be on, yeah. So these kids were awesome, as you can tell, and they were building clout left and right. They were getting on TV, they were getting on YouTube, but they just needed one more thing. They needed to meet players. I mean, you have to have other, like, I guess these guys are pretty much semi-famous on the Pitt football team, and so you gotta have other celebrity friends. So they're becoming celebrities, and you just gotta make some other celebrity friends too. So, as you guys seen, I turned my camera around and showed them. They are actually given seats by some people that were sitting behind us. They just, like, got up and left. They were done with the game. And they said, oh, you can have our seats. They just went down and sat at those seats. And they actually continued to call for players until they eventually ended up getting players. Here's a clip of that. Thanks, man. You're awesome. Yes, sir. Now, before I move on, and there's probably a low chance that the person's watching this video, but there was a couple seats down. We kept having to borrow their Sharpie because, well, we didn't have our own Sharpie, and I'd like to apologize to those people because we were borrowing their Sharpie like a lot. Like, the players would obviously get the Sharpie from them, sign their stuff, and then come over and sign our stuff. But guys, let me just say, these kids, believe it or not, they got more people over. Like, they just started a whole entire thing where the players were coming over. And so that's what you're gonna see for the rest of the video, basically, is a lot of players coming over.
95, Caleb Junko to kick off.
Thank you.
14 field, 8 goal.
Thank you. That's the second.
Mom, I got recognized by the TV board and I got signed.
It's cold outside, Mom.
Mom, I got recognized.
Thank you.
57.
Thanks, 55.
Thank you.
Before you pick up second and 6 at the 30.
Thank you, man. At this point, guys, we just started hogging up TV time. Another camera came over. I swear, we were like 20% of the time on the TV in the stadium. Of course, that's just a joke, but another camera came over. Here's the clip of that. Yes! On camera. Davis! You sign this? We were on TV so much, guys, that the cameraman just came over at the camera, hooked it up with the wire, whatever thingy-majiggy, and then just decided to just keep pumping out footage of us because we were on camera so much, he figured, might as well just camp here and just get footage pumped out of us. As you guys can tell, over there is Jordan Addison signing some autographs of a fan. He's in the coat over there. You probably can't tell that that's Jordan Addison, but it is. I actually called his name and seen if I could get an autograph. He asked if I had a marker, and I said no. I guess he didn't feel comfortable like constantly hogging up the marker from those kids, which again, I'm sorry. And I said no, and that was pretty much like the extent of the conversation. So I did not get Jordan Addison's signature, so yeah, I didn't get it. So unfortunately, that's sad. But next spring game, now I know to bring a marker. I'd also like to apologize to those kids again that we were taking their markers so much. But to be fair, these kids right up here that are on camera right here, they did spark the movement of all the players coming over here. They used their clout to get all the players over. The game was moving slow, got a lot of players' autographs, so I decided to keep filming the autographs, obviously, rather than the game, since it was just going super slow, and I figured I'm not going to get much footage out of this, so might as well get footage of this other stuff to make it a more entertaining vlog. But again, guys, the cameraman came over, and this time we were for sure on TV because I did see it, but I would like to explain this, guys. He did sit there with the camera for a long time, moving his hand, like telling us to obviously like cheer, cheer, cheer. We were cheering. And then, like, it started, I was like, let's go, Pitt, let's go, Pitt. And then it'd be like, let's go, Pitt, let's go, Pitt, let's go, Pitt, let's go. You know, so you're doing it for a while, you know. And, of course, the part that airs on television is where, you know, we look a little bit depressed, a little bit. So we weren't as we started off strong, and it started, like, going downhill a little bit, you know. So we were cheering for a while, just sitting there on camera like, let's go, Pitt. And then it starts off strong, and then it always kind of to die out. But I do have the clip of it on TV, and I'm going to show that too. But I'd like to just explain that whole entire background there as to why we don't look like a let's go, Pitt, like all fired up fan.
Are we up there? Are we up there yet? I'm not up there. Come here! Get on!
Okay, so maybe we weren't like full on cheering, like let's go Pitt. Okay, we should have been cheering, I'm not gonna lie. We should have been like a unified cheer, like let's go Pitt. Kind of messed that up a little bit, that's my bad. We probably should have been cheering. But here's the clip of it actually on TV.
Kids don't care about weather. I mean, this is nothing for kids, especially kids from this area. They're used to playing outside in the snow for 10 hours.
This is a spring day for the Northeast. They're good.
They're enjoying this Pitt spring game.
So after our moment of fame, guys, those kids continue to keep like yelling and yelling and yelling. I was watching the game a little bit, and all of a sudden, Nick Patty comes over. He wasn't playing anymore in the game. I'm pretty sure he had stopped after the first half, so he did not play at all in the second half. So he was just on the sideline, and he ended up coming over. I actually ended up getting his towel, so here's a clip of that.
Yo! Whoa! I need you to sign that, bro. Can I get a ball?
Patty, can I have your towel? Your towel? Yes, please. Thank you. No. So as you guys can see, I literally just asked for his towel and he gave it to me. That was super nice of him. I handed down my hat and I handed down the towel he gave me, and he signed them both. He seemed like a pretty nice guy, not gonna lie. Go follow him at Instagram at Nick Patty, well Nick_Patty12. So go follow him. John, I had towel signed too.
What do you want me to sign? You want the number?
So we actually had this guy come over, and he had gloves. Now, we don't know where the gloves came from exactly, but he had a pair of gloves, and it was from somebody on the team. And he said pick a number 1 through 10, and that was a pretty good idea considering some of the guys just like chuck the glove up and see who gets it, which that's also, I guess, a good idea too. Every man for himself. But he basically said pick a number 1 through 10, and he only put one hand behind his back. So it was technically like a 1 through 5, but here's a clip of that.
Alright, hold on. Like the number 1 through 10.
Second half, 10. 24.
3.
I see it right. I don't want to say, I didn't see it.
3. 3.
6, 2.
Oh, it's 3. Oh, it's 3. I mean, my odds were better. I think I heard kids picking 6. Like, he only had one hand behind his back. But I was kind of shocked when I said, I just said 3, well, just because. Like, oh, I guess I'll just guess 3, I guess. And no one else was guessing that, and he was like, oh, it's 3. And I'm like, I was kind of shocked there because, like, what's the odds of actually getting that correct? And my odds were better than 1 through 10. So it was 1 through 5, but I still got it correct, though. I'm kind of proud of myself. So I got a little clip here towards the end of the game. Basically, the kicker decided to try like some 50-something yard field goal. It was a long field goal, and especially even at Heinz Field with the crappy weather, it's a long field goal. And it was to tie the game for blue team, and he missed it. But here's the clip of it. And like on camera, it looks like he came a little bit close.
It's like a 55. Oh, this is gonna be a far one. Oh, it just came short. Gold team won.
We going down here.
Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. There were other guys that came up with gloves, and everybody, like, literally around me got gloves. Everybody got gloves. There was, like, towels given away. The players gave a lot of stuff away, so thank you to the players, and thank you to Pitt football for having this. This was very fun to go to, and I definitely want to go next year, too. From what I've seen from Blue Team, it just seemed like they called a lot of conservative plays. Now, was that because Kendon Slovis, this is his first time even having a Pitt, like, actual, like, sort of actual game? That could be it, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see how he performs in the regular season. So I hope you all enjoy, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.